And it's time for your Sunday reading. I'm Dolly, this is the Wolf Girl Oracle, and I'm really glad that you're here. Let's go over and talk to Spirit and find out what Spirit would like us to do this week to help us navigate through the times that we're experiencing right now. And let's get over to the other camera. Okay, so today I'm going to be using the Wisdom of the Elders Oracle by Sean Leonard as our Oracle deck. And I am going to be using Mindscape's Tarot by John Rice for our Tarot Clarifier. So let's get the cards shuffled, and as I do, I'm going to ask the angels to protect us. I'm going to ask the spirits of the land in my home, the Landvatir and the Husvatir, to surround us. And I'm going to ask the ancestors to give us wisdom. What do we need this week to navigate through these crazy times, Spirit? Please and thank you, and I love you. These are so big. Excuse me. All right, let's fast forward through this. Okay, let's take a look at these cards. All right, so our first card is Sweat Lodge, Rebirth. Sweat Lodge, Rebirth. And our Tarot Clarifier for Sweat Lodge Rebirth is the Eight of Stones, which is like the Eight of Pentacles in a Rider-Waite deck. The Eight of Stones. Okay, so what I'm feeling from this, I am feeling a strong sense of mastery here. Often when you are in a sweat lodge and you are being guided on a personal spiritual journey, you are working with a shaman, with somebody who has done this many, many times and is an expert at helping you along your path, along your journey. And the Eight of Pentacles is also very much a mastery kind of card. It is a person who is very willing and able to teach, to show you how they do things, like what their best practices are in a certain situation, and can help guide you through your journey into that mastery. Okay, like an apprenticeship, almost like an apprentice and a master. So let's just put this aside for a second and let's move on to the next set of cards here, and we'll see how this all fits together. So the next card is Sacred Journey, Transformation. Well, that's awesome. From caterpillar to chrysalis to moth. Or is that caterpillar, cocoon to butterfly? But this ain't, the process. It's the process. It's a transformation. Okay. Let's take a look at what our clarifier is. Our clarifier is the Eight of Spires. So another 8. Now that's interesting. I'm going to put the numerology definition for the number 8 here below someplace for you guys to see, because I think it's interesting that we got 2 8s in a row here. And that is and what am I feeling from this? I'm feeling a pull to the past, like something from the past is holding us back as a collective. And I'm feeling this need to transform away from that mental anguish, that is still sitting in us. Wow. Like self-imposed limitations, which is interesting because I did a yesterday I did a journey with Danny Shea. Danny Shea has been doing some shamanic journeys for anybody who is interested in it. And one of the things that I wrote it down. Hang on, let me grab it. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys in my journal here. I wrote down, bear with me here. I'm going somewhere with this, I promise. Yeah. Getting rid of limiting beliefs, I wrote. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Right at the top there, getting rid of limiting beliefs. I know, my handwriting is horrible. But yeah, getting rid of limiting beliefs. And that's what I'm feeling from the Eight of Swords, is there's limiting beliefs in the collective right now that are causing us to not be able to progress forward. Interesting. All right, let's look at the last cards here. We've got Heart, Sacred Fire, Passion. Heart, Sacred Fire, Passion. And we have the Nine of Tides. So that would be like the Nine of Cups. Wow. Okay. So, okay, you know, if you look at this card right here, you see how she's lifting up her arms in, it's almost in like she's saying, I'm grateful, you know, she's like lifting her arms up in gratitude. Okay. And she's showing passionate gratitude, not just passive gratitude, but passionate gratitude. And the nine of cups is very much that same kind of like grateful fulfillment. Okay. What am I feeling here? Yeah, it's like a fulfillment. Like I'm feeling fulfilled, and I'm feeling grateful for it. So how do we put this all together? You know, I feel like Spirit is saying, we need to move beyond. With these two cards, I feel like we need to move beyond. We need to do a journey into ourselves. We need to do a journey into our soul, okay? And through that journey, we can transform. We can transform out of old beliefs, limiting beliefs, the self-hate and doubt. You know, we could transform out of that by reaching into us and finding out exactly where the root cause of these feelings are. We will be able to transform, and after we do, we're going to feel extremely grateful because you're going to be set free. It really is a sacred fire that we are lighting here through this process. And I feel like that's exactly what our country needs right now. You know, let's go back to the other camera. This weekend, my son Devante, his birthday is actually tomorrow on Monday, and you know, we took some time this weekend to celebrate with him. We had a movie night, okay, and we invited the entire neighborhood here. I'll show a picture of the way it looked. And you know, so we had several different kinds of friends here. Chrissy had some friends here. I had some friends. Rick had some of his friends. Devante had some of his friends, and we brought them all together. And there was a lot of people from the neighborhood there too. And we built this like community, you know. And why we were there were all different colors of people, all different religions, all different age groups, political persuasions. And yet none of that really mattered because we were having a community moment where everybody was just enjoying each other's company, enjoying really good food, watching a fantastic movie, and just loving on each other. And I felt like the whole time that we were doing this, that I was just feeling like this is what the United States of America should be like everywhere. You know, it's about taking personal responsibility for one's life and doing what's right. It's about being armed open to people even when they're a little bit different than you are. You know, it's about everything starting with love first, you know, and putting all the rest of it that really is just not even important down, you know, just laying it aside. And I really felt good about that. And then Danny had his journey this weekend, and that was another community experience. There is nothing like going into spirit with a community of people who are all doing the same thing with you and have this really good intention, you know? That's exactly how America should be too. But yeah, I just feel like, you know, Spirit is saying here, we need to take this journey. We need to see our place in the problem. All right. We need to get into that sweat lodge and really walk the path in truth about who we are and what our responsibility is in this world, to ourselves and to others and to the divine, you know? And then we can transform. We can transform away from this little wormy caterpillar looking thing into a gorgeous butterfly with wings that will let us soar, you know? We could feel it passionately in our heart. And we can make this a world a better place. And we all can do this if we set the same intention, you know? So, anyways, I love you guys. I love you so much. I hope to see you guys more this week. On Wednesday is Good Morning Coffee and Talk at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. The day before on Tuesday, you have Katie Moonchild World's Let's Talk About It Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And on Friday, you have Coffee Oracle Chat with Sonia, and she's at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time as well. And if you're not connected to these other people, if you go to my YouTube page, I have them listed as some of my friends. So you can check them out. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I love you. Have a great day, and we will see you all again real soon. Okay? All right. Bye-bye. 4, 3, 2, 1.